My name is Sander. I'm the manager news at Omroep Brabant, which is the biggest regional broadcasting company in the Netherlands. I'm responsible for running the newsroom and all our news, and I hope you're enjoying yourself so far. I know I am. Good job so far. I'm happy to give you a presentation about AI in the newsroom. And in this presentation, I will tell you more about the way we have incorporated AI in our daily workflow at Omroep Brabant. And how this helps us mainly save time and spend more time doing what we do best, make great stories. But first, let's make it a bit interactive. How many of you are already using AI in your newsrooms and ChatGPT is excluded? Let me see some hands. Okay, quite a lot of hands, but also people having their hands down. So we got some work to do, I guess. At Omroep Brabant, we firmly believe AI is going to have a massive impact on journalism. Well, we can't go around that with especially the first presentation that showed us excellent how it's going to go. It's going to have a massive impact on journalism and can actually help us do our work better. That's our understanding. But maybe not precisely in a way you would think. The question showed up earlier, the elephant in the room, generative AI. That's what this presentation mainly is not going to be about. Because well, we know AI is very good with images. I mean, if you ask it to show a conference room full of journalists listening to a presentation in Barcelona, it can do it for you. I'm glad to see there's a bit more color in the room. Only black suits over here. Donald Trump fighting Zelensky, sure. Me as a Muppet, no problem. Even wearing the same shirt. But when it comes to fully automated news articles, there is a big problem so far. The large language models keep hallucinating. It just makes stuff up that never happened. And that's a problem for news, of course. This is a recent study by the Georgetown University, and it shows that the accuracy of two leading AI models varies from 48 to 81%. So quite well, but the problem is, when it makes mistakes, the model itself thinks it's correct most of the times. And this is also what we noticed when trying to experiment with fully written articles by AI. So for now, we don't count on AI when it comes to fact-checking or writing articles for us. But as we heard, that might change. I'm not a visionary, so I'm not going to do any predictions on that. But here you see the evolution of large language models. It develops fast. In 2 years, or maybe next year, it will be good enough to write articles on its own, maybe. Well, I'm not too positive about that, because AI is always based on information that already exists. And for now, models are based on information that's clearly, I'm looking at you, 2 years old, a year old, maybe. Well, let's say next year it will be up to date till yesterday. That still doesn't help us with news that happens today. So at Omroep Brabant, we are focusing on the question, how can AI benefit our newsrooms now? Well, a better question would be where to start. I don't have enough time to give you an in-depth review in all the tools we use. So let's make a quick run-through and see what works for us and what doesn't. And hopefully it will inspire some of you to incorporate AI in your newsrooms as well. So when it comes to AI not being able to write content on its own, there's a few exceptions. When you input raw data, AI is capable to make a simple article, for instance, sports or a weather report. We just heard a spoken version, which you can also let it write your weather report. We use a tool for that called Access to Content to create fully automated local weather reports in a short article. It looks like this. This is the weather report for Eindhoven. Fully generated, posted to our website and app. We can do this for all towns and cities in the province of Brabant. Same goes for football matches. As long as you can access the raw data, AI can write an article. But of course, it will be quite general. It will tell you Lamine Yamal scored a goal for Barcelona in the 5th minute. But it won't tell you it was a great bicycle kick or a nice volley. So for short, general content, sure, this works. What also works really well is automated translations. We implemented a tool on our website and app that can translate our news articles in 8 different languages, the most common languages in the Netherlands, including a nice disclaimer. You can see it at the top in case it does make mistakes. So far, our experiences are very positive, and it also goes for our reading function. You can have the news article read to you by one of our own station voices, and that's an excellent feature as well. It's our first step in making our content available and accessible for people that have difficulties with reading or with the Dutch language. In the coming weeks, we will take the second step, and I'm really super excited about this one. We'll introduce a tool that can rewrite all our 8 articles in A2 level. There's around 3 million people in the Netherlands alone that have problems with reading or comprehending long texts. And for this, we'll be implementing a tool called Talkie. It's a Dutch tool, and it's made with the people that have difficulty reading. So they give direct feedback, so the tool is really catered to that audience. It can help readers with difficult words by adding a library, woordenboek it's called in Dutch, or it can make text simpler by summarizing it in bullet points, and that's the picture you see on the right. It's all in Dutch, so you won't understand it, but it works. It works great. What we're also going to do, we're going to introduce a new CMS in our newsroom. It's called ABC Manager. Forget about the name, but if you're interested, I can give you the details. Basically, this system comes with almost an unlimited number of AI possibilities for our teams. Basically, if there's an API, you can plug it into your CMS and use it. For now, I will focus on the main features that will really help our people to focus on their news stories. So the first really cool feature is the creation of automated social media posts. So here you see an article about a disabled hand biker. That's translated, so it's nice for you to know what this article is about. The CMS scans the article, creates a social media post, and in this case, for Blue Sky, it posts it automatically, but you can also use it for Facebook or other social media platforms. It saves quite some time, and the results are actually pretty good. CMS also comes with an automated photo description, or if you like, alt text for SEO and or Google. This text reads, a person in a blue shirt and short pants sitting on a handbike with threads and sensors on his legs, while someone is holding a microphone next to him. The ground is made of bricks. Well, I don't know if you can really see it, but it's quite an accurate description, and it make sure your photo or your article shows up in Google even better. Apart from this alt text, the CMS can also generate metadata and tags without needing input of a writer. And that's what you see here. It created a number of tags. Again, they're in Dutch, but they're really accurate. I assume, and I already heard it, most people here are familiar with user needs. Well, we've been working with them for quite a few years right now, and it helped us create better, different stories, and it made our impact for our audience much bigger. So what this tool does, it analyzes your story, determines which user need it contains, or it comes closer to, and gives suggestions to make it better. And it also comes up with suggestions for follow-up stories. It's a really nice tool. It's also possible to use a chatbot. In this case, our colleagues of NH Media, another regional broadcaster in the Netherlands, used a local version of ChatGPT-4, fed their own information, their own style guide. So now they use it for headline suggestions, SEO optimization, training and onboarding. And like I said, they even uploaded their own style guide. So like this example, how do I use dates and times according to our style guide? There's a lot of possibilities to add, like what are your rules for blurring photos, or would you like to have writers use certain words instead of others for their articles? You can basically just input all of it, and people can ask questions and it gives the answer. Now some other tools we're using, or I think we will be using in the near future. First, in a coming update for Adobe Premiere, we're looking at implementing a tool called Edit Share. And that makes archiving your videos so much easier. It detects objects and files, videos with the right metadata. It even has facial recognition. So if it, in this case, it's Liz Truss, it scans your archive, and when you search for Liz Truss, it matches her name with the face. So it makes searching in your database, in your archive, so much easier. Another example is automated subtitles. We're using Blue Billywig for all our TV programs and videos for web and app, and social media, of course. And that also saves a lot of time and also money in this case. And then there's transcripting videos for better search results in Google. We also use Blue Billywig for that. And finally, there's a few tools that can translate news articles for smart speakers. That's not really groundbreaking, but I thought I should name it. So far, I've been showing you examples of AI tools that are useful right now. And to end this presentation, I also want to show you a few examples of AI tools we've been experimenting with, but will not be using in the near future. What you see here is a tool called Leo, and it's developed by a Dutch professor in journalism. It's excellent in scanning loads of possible news sources. It's like the business website you showed earlier. It writes full articles, it generates images, it scans, in our case, websites of local authorities, libraries, theaters, local newspapers, and it recognizes newsworthy content, it checks the sources to verify it's correct, and writes an automated article. So this is one of the articles it produces. So believe me when I say the article itself is just fine. It's in Dutch, but this is a simple article. What's interesting is that it also shows which sources it used to create the article. You see that here at the red arrow. So it's pretty easy to check who the source of this article is. While this works quite well already, we're not using the tool to write articles for us. And why is that? Well, there's a few problems. When it comes to trustworthy sources, Leo also uses newspapers and other media, and we feel, and I guess you all agree, it's not right to just steal their information and write our own articles, the news of our colleagues and competitors. And like I said at the beginning of the presentation, just like other generative AI tools, this one also tends to hallucinate every now and then. Sometimes it makes up facts, but more often the tone of voice is not what we would like our articles to be. So for us right now, it's a really useful tool to gather news and tip our newsroom for news we normally don't see or don't spot. So it's still useful, but not for writing articles. And finally, our colleagues of RTV Drenthe are using an AI newsreader. I saw a question about that in one of the earlier presentations. I don't know which tools they use for this, but I can, if someone's interested, I can ask that for you. The voice you will hear in a few seconds is a combination of the voices of two newsreaders of RTV Drenthe. It's one of the northern broadcasters in the Netherlands. So it even has a slight northern accent, so that's interesting. Let's see if this works.
Mijn naam is Bart Nijsman, de kunstmatige stem van RTV Drenthe. En dit is het regionale nieuws. Een deel van bosgebied de Emmerdenne wordt binnenkort afgesloten voor automobilisten. Het gaat om het deel tussen de Weerdingerstraat en de oude Roswinkelerweg.
You get what this sound like. I think it sounds really good. Again, trust me, it's great. Especially I'm a former newsreader, so I know what to listen to, and it's a really good voice. So this is also possible. I'm skipping to my last pages. So as you can see, there's already so much possible, and these are not even all the AI solutions we currently use or will be using in the near future. What most of the AI solutions have in common, though, is that it saves us time. It makes mundane and time-consuming tasks so much easier and faster. And where does that saved time go? To exactly like I started, better journalism. At Omroep Brabant, we believe AI will not replace journalists or cause major cutbacks in our newsroom. Sure, for documentalists and subtitlers, the future does not look bright. I think we can be honest about that. But when it comes to writers and reporters, there will be more time to focus on good news stories because of AI. That's what we believe. So we're looking forward to the coming months or years, and we'll try to be the first to experiment with AI so we can continue to be a leading news organization in the Netherlands. And while like I said, I'm not an AI visionary, my message to you would be to do the same. Experiment, find out what works and what doesn't work for your organization. But whatever you do, don't just wait and see where this all will lead to, because AI will cause a major shift in society and also in our work field. So much is clear. And if you don't adapt, someone else will. And unfortunately, you will become obsolete. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sander. We'll take a couple of questions for Sander. You know the deal. Just type it and will appear on the screen. We'll have, I think, 5 minutes or so.
Sure.
Let's see. Anything else you want to add while we wait? No?
No.
That's it. Okay, there we are. What are the results in terms of audience after applying these tools? Did you see like a immediate change?
Yeah, so I think how the audience comprehends our AI-based information. So far.
Okay, you want to skip the next one?
We didn't get any negative response.
Okay, that's good.
We had an AI presenter we showed last year, maybe the year before. We experimented with that. We were the first to have an AI-generated presenter on TV and on our website. And people actually thought it was okay. They didn't have really big problems with that.
Okay.
The only problem was it was a copy of one of our own presenters.
Oh, really?
So they didn't know which one was the real.
Wow,
so
that's confusing.
So maybe they prefer an avatar in that case.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
But for the rest, no negative.
That makes sense. You want to answer the football
Let's skip
question?
the football
Okay,
question,
let's
please.
skip it. All these changes, aren't they expensive? The first one?
Isn't it expensive?
To implement this workflow for you?
No, not really.
Not really?
No. I don't think the tools are that expensive. No.
Do you think your credibility as news organization will be reduced by installing AI newsreaders?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No. As long as you tell your audience that it's an AI newsreader.
So you have it indicated somehow?
Yeah, the newsreader I just played the thingy of.
He introduces himself as a...
Yeah, they introduced the newsreader to their audience and actually asked the audience, so how do you feel about this? And they were actually perfectly fine with it. They actually made a contest to give him a name. So the audience gave the AI newsreader their own name.
Okay.
It's called Bart. Yeah.
Okay, that's a nice name. AI tools are effective in shortening text, but how confident are you that the revised title remains engaging and continues to attract the audience?
I think you use it for specific goals. So like the bullet points, that's specifically for people that have problems with reading long text. So I think it's actually a service to them. They won't read your big text, but go to the bullet points. I also think that when there's more AI-generated content, you can profile yourself with your bigger and better and unique content. So I think it exists both. Yeah.
Okay, they're jumping. Do you think AI will take over the role of the editor-in-chief?
No.
Stefan? No.
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
No. No.
We have some editors-in-chief.
We have to keep the check. So there's always a human at the end of our article that checks, especially for facts, but also for our style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which improvements are more evident, quality ones or quantity ones? So you are better or you produce more?
For now, I would say quantity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You said AI is not ready yet to write articles. How quick do you expect this to happen, and how this will affect your job of journalist, generally speaking?
Yeah. The honest answer is I don't know.
Okay.
But what I do expect is when you have existing content, existing articles, and you want to rewrite them, AI can do that right now. But to write an article from scratch, something is happening. A car just drove into a store at the end of the street.
To get the raw news, yeah.
You have to write it yourself. AI won't do that for you because it doesn't know.
Okay.
So that won't change, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So thank you for your insight, for your honesty.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Yeah, let's give him.